That's why I'm here for these people, right? You didn't think I'd come, did you, huh?
Hey!
Because you haven't been treated well for a long time, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
You haven't been treated well, but now you're being treated well. You work hard, you raise your families, you follow your laws, you support your church, you serve your community, and you give your love and your loyalty to your country. But now you finally have a government and a president that is loyal to you.
Yeah!
Joe Biden's allegiance is to his donors, and my allegiance is to the people of this country. That's it. That's it. In every meeting, in every situation, in dealing with every foreign leader, I am your voice, and together we are the voice of a great country. We are the voice of the United States of America, and we are respected again as a country.
Yes! USA!
We're the voice for every citizen who has been neglected, abandoned, ignored, and forgotten. And maybe that's another reason I'm here, because this is a group that's been forgotten. On November 3rd, we will ensure the forgotten men and women of our country are never forgotten again. And I said that 4 years ago, and they said, where are all these people coming from? And by the way, just a little secret, you got to see all the people that are voting. They haven't figured it out yet, the fake news.
Yes! Yeah!
Check out what's going on in Florida. Check out the numbers. I'm not talking about the polls. The polls, you know. We have some good
Fake polls!
but they're the honest ones. Is that sun hot or what? Maybe a lobster. You mind if I cut this one at about 1/3? Because I'm going to be one hell of a sunburned person.
This North Carolina, we like it hot!
Does anybody have some sun protection for your president? Oh, man. I said to my kids, stay out of the sun. Always use sunblock. Hey, always use sunblock. And here I am. That's really brilliant. With your vote, we will continue to bring back your jobs, lower drug prices, cut your taxes, continue to cut regulations, even more important than the taxes. You know, you got the biggest tax cut in the history of our country. I got it for you.
Yeah!
You also got the biggest regulation cut in history. And you want to know the truth? Probably the reason we're so strong, we're coming back stronger than anybody. They're going crazy. This is not a V anymore, it's a super V. When do you see the numbers that are coming out? You support our
Super
police,
V.
protect our Second Amendment, defend our borders,
Yes! Yes!
and ensure more products are proudly stamped with that beautiful phrase, made in the USA.
Yes!
Long time since you've heard that. You know, when I was growing up, you'd have a car made in the USA, made in America, and you were very proud of it. Other countries used to take $1 bill and they'd put it on the window of their car. Just $1 bill, because they were proud of it. Now we're proud of it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a friend from a country in Europe that used to take $1 bill. Everybody took $1 bill and they'd put it in their window because they wanted to know it was made in America. Then we lost that pride.
Uh-oh.
We lost it, but we're getting it back at a level that nobody would have thought possible.
That's right!
Remember when I first started campaigning, department stores, they wouldn't use the word Merry Christmas.
That's right!
They'd say Happy New Year. Everything would be in red and snow and all the stuff, but they'd say Happy New Year. And I said, they will soon start saying Merry Christmas again. Now they're all saying Merry Christmas. Record prosperity, epic job growth.
4 years! 4 more 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 years!
You know, I just watched Biden making a speech, and he goes, oh, thank you for everybody. Thank you. You know, there's people in cars.
Creepy Joe!
There were so few cars, I've never seen an audience like this. And he's going, He's going, oh, thank you, all those people out there. There's like a few cars.
They were broke
The
down.
cars weren't in a little circle. They were too close together, I think. They weren't socially distanced. But there were so few of them, it didn't matter. No, but he's going like this. And then I'll tell you, his partner, the media, they made a mistake, a tragic mistake. They showed the crowd. It was fantastic. They were squeaking, don't do it! Don't show the crowd. We love to show the crowd. My
Yes.
brothers, they never,
Big crowd. Super crowd. Super crowd. Super crowd, baby. Super crowd.
I just did it. I'm watching. I just can't watch. You know, you should watch, right? You should watch because you're supposed to like learn. You can't watch. It's not watchable. But he's going like this. Thank you, all those people out there. Thank you very much. Actually, I didn't think he had that kind of sense in him to do that.
No. God.
I was surprised he did that. Actually.
This is real, not Photoshop.
Tiny little crowd. You heard a couple of horns. Honk, honk. Make a speech and you have people honking. I like the drum behind me back.
Oh, yeah.
That really represents something. Look at those women. They follow me all over the place. Look at them. See those women? They're very wealthy women from North Carolina. And I saw them 2 rallies ago. This isn't a rally. This is a get-together with friends of mine.
That's right. That's right.
I saw them 2 rallies ago in North Carolina. You know, you have a big state because it was like 7 hours away from where they live. They live in a very wealthy area, I suspect. But there are like 10 of them, and they follow. And I said, how many is it so far? They said, 61. I said, you mean you've gone to 61 rallies? And then the last time we saw them 2 nights ago, they were with their husbands. It can't be that easy to be married to them if they're going to follow 61. So I gave their husbands tremendous, where are their husbands? There, 2 of the husbands are right there. 2 of them. We have a good time, right? We have a good time. You have great wives. You have great women. They're great women. Thank you very much. It's always an honor. We have a lot of people. They follow. We have somebody, I hate to say this, we have somebody, he comes in a brick suit. Did you ever see these guys have brick? Because, you know, the wall is almost complete. Okay.
Yeah. Good, good.
And Mexico is paying for the wall. They'd like to have you say that. Once it was complete, once they knew the wall, oh, we can't talk about the wall anymore. Then they said, listen, but Mexico's not paying for it. No, they are paying for it, so now they don't know what the hell to do.
That's right.
They don't know what to do. Anyway, but it's a great honor to have you all. Great friends, some great friends right here. We appreciate it. This election is a choice between a Trump super recovery and a Biden depression.
Amen.
Okay? Oh, by the way, are you going to Ohio tonight? Ohio and Wisconsin. Ohio, you should hop a plane. Come on. Maybe we'll take them on Air Force One tonight, husbands. We can definitely carry them, that's for sure. One thing about Air Force One, there's always plenty of room. That plane is the largest plane. Probably got more television sets in Air Force One than at any department store in the country, I suspect. But it's a choice between a Trump super boom and a Biden lockdown. Did you hear him the other night?
Yeah. We heard him.
It's going to be a cold, dark winter. Very inspiring guy. I even said, whoa. Whoa. No, we got to have spirit, our country. You know, we're coming back. We're rounding the turn. We're doing great. Our numbers are incredible. And despite the fact that they're keeping certain states, North Carolina, get your governor to open up your state, please.
Open it up!
I think they're going to be voting for Dan, Lieutenant Governor. I think they're going to be voting for Dan. You're going to get your governor to open your state. Got to get him. This is crazy what's going on here. And you know what they're doing? They're keeping it open until the election. Because they think that, you know, there'll be less business, so I'll report worse numbers. But the numbers are so good. The Fed, Atlanta Fed, I guess, I think it was the Atlanta Fed, said they think a GDP 35%. Now, who knows? I take 20 right now. I take 15 right now. Nobody's ever heard of 35. They predicted just 2 days ago at 35% GDP. Nobody's ever heard of that before. It's never been. I think the record is 7 or 8%, right? So we'll be at 35. I would say that's not doing too bad. I would not put Joe in charge because you will come crashing down because he wants to raise your taxes massively. How about the other night in the debate? He was doing okay. Doing okay.
Till he opened his mouth.
And then the last question, I said, you mean you'd get rid of oil?
Woo!
Like wean ourselves off of oil. I said, we just won Texas. We just won Pennsylvania. We just won a lot of different...
Yeah! That was a brilliant move!
The next 2 days, trying to convince you that he didn't really mean that. Nah, Joe's not what you... Joe is not what you need. I know what you need. I know what you need. You need Trump. You need...
Yeah!
Example.
President Trump, he's smart for
him. Even as an example, we got off that crazy Iran deal, right? The Iran nuclear deal.
Thank you!
Obama gave him $150 billion for the purpose. We're making deals in the Middle East. They're signing up like hotcakes, right? No blood in the sand, no nothing, no wars. We just signed yesterday Sudan. So we have...
Yeah!
United Arab Emirates led by a great leader, a great warrior. And we have many others right in the back. Could you imagine if somebody else had to take over the negotiations of the Middle East deal? That would be the end of it. You could say, bye-bye Middle East peace.
Yep.
They'd spend 1,000 times. You know, they fought so long. Even though a lot of them are warriors, they're tired. You get tired of fighting. Afghanistan, we're coming home. They're tired of fighting. Everybody's tired. 19 years in Afghanistan, we served as policemen. You know, we're like policemen in Afghanistan. We could win that thing so easy, but we're like policemen. And it's enough. 19 years. Would you say 19 years is enough? We bring them home, right, Dan? We bring them home. We're bringing our troops back home. I'm taking a lot of heat. I'm taking a lot of heat from the military-industrial complex. Did you ever hear of that? The military-industrial complex doesn't like that I'm bringing them back home, but if it's okay, we're bringing them back home. Our troops are coming back home. We're in so many countries. We're in countries that you've never heard of, and they don't even appreciate it. On top of it, they don't even appreciate it. No, we're bringing them back home. If Joe Biden and his Democrat socialists gain power, they will delay the vaccine, which is happening. I mean, we got them. They're coming real soon. In fact, if it weren't for politics, I wouldn't be surprised if it would have been here before, but it doesn't matter. They're Johnson & Johnson, Moderna. We have many great companies, really great Pfizer, all right there. Supposedly, great stuff. They're doing that final test, and it's coming. They prolong the pandemic. That's all I hear about. That's all I hear. Turn on television. Like, COVID. A plane goes down. 500 people dead. They don't talk about it. COVID. By the way, on November 4th, you won't hear about it anymore.
Yeah. That's about right.
COVID. Please don't go and vote. COVID. Please do not, under any circumstance, you cannot go out and vote. Except the problems are that in Florida, the people that are going out to vote, nobody's ever seen anything like it. Because they're tired of all of this stuff. They're tired of such negative. Hey, by the way, I had it. Here I am.
Yeah! Woo!
And now they say I'm immune. Now it used to be that if you had it, you were immune for life, right? For life. With me, they say, I'm immune for 4 months. In other words, once I got it, the immunity went down from life to 4 months. I don't know. They don't know anything. Who the hell knows? All I know is for a little while, for at least 4 months, I can run in there and kiss every one of you men and women. I'll kiss every one of them. I'll kiss them.
You shake my hand.
You get over it, then you're immune, and for whatever period of time. No, it's true though. Didn't you heard for life? You're immune, right? Immune. As soon as I got it, I said I was immune. They said only for 4 months. They brought it down from life because that's the fake news. They're fake.
Yeah.
The cases are up, but listen to this. They all talk about cases. You don't see death. Cases. cases. You know why we have cases? Because we test so much. And in many ways, it's good. And in many ways, it's foolish, okay? In many ways, it's very foolish. Because every time you test, like for instance, Barron Trump. Did you ever hear Barron Trump?
Yeah.
He's a rather tall young man. He's tall, and he's a good kid, and he's strong. But he had it. They said, "Sir, madam, I'm sorry to inform you, your son has tested positive." I said, "Oh no." 15 seconds later, "Sir, your son no longer has it."
Oh God.
I said, "How's Barron doing?" "Oh, he's fine, he's fine." I said, "What do you mean? You just
Crazy
don't-"
stuff.
"No, he's fine." They have a very strong immune system. 99.9 something, right? 99.9. Go back to school, North Carolina. Go back.
Go back to school.
It's a legend he got rid of it so fast, but the kids get rid of it fast. The strong immune systems. The mortality rate is down 85% because of the therapeutics and all. They learned. I mean, they know what to do. In other words, by doing all of this testing, we have the best in the world. I get calls all the time from leaders. Your testing is the best in the world. I said, "Do you test?" "No." I said, "You don't test?" "No." That's why they have no cases. Or very few cases. You know the cases they have? When somebody's sick, they call it a case. I said to one gentleman who's very tough man, runs a tough country. I said, "Do you test?" "Yes. When somebody comes into the hospital and throws up all over the floor, we test. But we never test other than that." I said, "So do you have cases?" "No, we show very few cases." "So we show more cases because we test." So Barron Trump is as an example, it's a case. All the kids are a case. And by the way, they're very young now. You know, they're testing schools and high schools and this and that. And what it does is it gives the fake news media something to talk about.
That's right.
So they say cases are up in the United States.
Fake news.
We test. So India has 1.5 billion people, and they do testing. They test a tiny fraction of the number of people that we test. So the good is that we know where it is, etc., and we have to protect our seniors, and that's really the most important thing. But when you see all this stuff, watch, they'll go home. Cases are up. Cases are up, and I saw it today. But that's because of test. Does that make sense? Now, if we cut it in half, and by the way, spend a lot of money on testing too. You know, we're not allowed to say that. We're not allowed to say we're spending billions of dollars on testing. But if we tested half, cases would be half. Test. And part of the reason is that we're dealing with some very bad people.
Yeah, crooked people.
We're dealing with some good ones too, by the way, some good journalists, but we have a lot of very bad people. You saw that recently where they're trying to protect Sleepy Joe and his family from total corruption. I mean,
That's right.
Totally corrupt. So they refuse. I give the New York Post, my hometown paper, right? The New York Post, great, fourth largest paper in the country, the oldest paper by far.
Yeah.
Founded by Alexander Hamilton, if I remember the headline correctly. Alexander Hamilton, not bad. New York Post is really doing the thing. And they banned the New York Post from social media. Can you believe it?
Wow.
The New York Post cannot be posted. But you know what? They're doing very well, and they're very proud of the job they're doing. And the country is very proud of the New York Post. But others, like the New York Times, they won't cover this massive corruption that's taking place. Where a son follows a father into a foreign country, and he's like a human vacuum cleaner.
Woo! Lock him up!
The son had no job, no nothing. Unfortunately, was forced out of the military. And all of a sudden, he's making millions of dollars a year. He goes to work for $183,000 a month on the board of an energy company that has very questionable reputation. 183, Burisma. And he's on the board, $183,000 a month. His father is in charge of Ukraine, right? His father is in charge of 3. Obama, I was surprised he gave him this much responsibility, because I wouldn't. His father's in charge of Russia, Ukraine, and China. No, think of this.
Lock him out! Lock him out!
They put Joe, Sleepy Joe, in charge of 3 countries: Russia, Ukraine, and China. Right? Is that right? You don't mind if I go off teleprompter? Isn't this more interesting?
Yes!
They put him in charge. See, he can't do that. He can't go off teleprompter. If he doesn't, he can't even go on teleprompter. So he's got Russia, he's got Ukraine, got China. Okay. So Russia, the mayor of Moscow's wife, was a very wealthy man. She's a very wealthy woman, retired. Give him $3.5 million. I wonder why. It must be for his great knowledge of markets. But they gave him 3.5. So when I asked at the debate about it, Chris Wallace said, "No, you can't ask him that question." I said, "Why not, Chris? Why not?" By the way, Kristen Welker did a very good job, much better than Chris Wallace.
Yes, sure did.
And now Chris Wallace is going on. How did Trump do? Did you see 91? It was 91% for Trump, 9% for Sleepy Joe. A poll. That's when I like polls. You know, when I get them in my favor. When they come in my favor, I repeat them all the time. I say they're great. When they're not in my favor, I don't discuss them. But they are wrong. They are so wrong. The worst polls are the Fox polls, believe it or not. They're the worst.
They are.
You know, if you see that poll, it's the same thing I had 4 years ago. 9 states, guaranteed loss. I go into the election, I'm saying, man, this is going to be embarrassing tonight. Darling, this is going to be a very embarrassing evening. I'm not used to losing. Out of 9, I'm down all 9. I'm going to lose all 9. At the end of the evening, I won all 9.
Yeah! Super victory!
It was 9 for 9. And I said, I think these polls are a little bit off. Well, they do it on purpose. You know, it's suppression. They want to depress you so that your beautiful wife, you go out, and they say, you know, we love our president, or
I love
before president, we really like Donald Trump a lot. He can do a great job. You know, he can't win. The polls are saying he can't win. These polls are much better than 4 years ago, by the way. In fact, now they're getting awfully close. Now, you know, because they can't be embarrassed a second time. They can't. So they're getting a little bit too close for people. Are very angry at the polls, but it's suppression. You know, we really like.
Trafalgar Pole!
Let's go to a movie because you know he can't win. So let's go to a movie, darling, and then we'll come home and watch this horrible, horrible defeat of a person that could have been a great president. And they come home, and what happens is millions of people do that. Except for one problem. 4 years ago, nobody did it. They went and voted and they said, let's go and vote instead of going to see a movie. The movies are no good anyway.
That's right.
Okay? They don't make them like they used to make them, I can tell you that. We like those old movies much better.
No propaganda.
But, no, and so they go out and they vote. And all of a sudden, remember Hillary said the deplorables? Whoever thought, when crooked Hillary, I watched that expression. She called people deplorables.
Yeah.
And I didn't think, do you remember the other word she used? She used 2 words, deplorable. Very good, wow, that's a historian. I didn't think anybody would get, I love these little tests, you know? No, I love these little tests. That's right, irredeemable. And I said, that's a horrible word, irredeemable. But it wasn't irredeemable that caught on. To me, irredeemable is worse than a deplorable, right? Which is worse? I think irredeemable. I said, she just called half of the people in the nation irredeemable and deplorable. I watched it live. It was not the most exciting speech, but I said, oh, that's a very nasty thing to say, but I figured nothing. The next day, everybody, I'm a deplorable. The T-shirt was the #1. It was a disaster. Whoever wrote that line for her, he should be out of politics forever. Do we agree? Yeah. I mean, it was a disaster. So anyway, these are just little sidelights that I give you while I'm baking in the sun. People are genius. You know, I have a very powerful head of hair. If they would have turned me this way, it would have been hitting me on the hair, and it wouldn't have hurt. In fact, it would have made me even more blonde. I'm fighting for every American of every background, race, color, Native American. That's why we're here. The last administration promised to bring hope and change to Indian country, but they cruelly abandoned you the moment they got your vote. And they went to Washington. That's what they did. By the way, African American. For 3.5 years, they treat them terribly. And then 6 months before the election, they come and they say, I'm going to give you everything.
Give them a free phone.
They get the vote, and then they give them nothing. And now they're shocked because we're doing great with African American. We're doing great with...
Yes! All right!
It's gone on for 100 years. Gee, I don't remember you. Let's talk in 3.5 years from now, right? Under this administration, you will never be abandoned. I will always stand proudly with our incredible Native American communities. Last week, I put forward a vision for Indian country grounded in respecting tribal sovereignty, promoting safe communities and building a thriving economy, delivering better health care, and protecting Native American cultures, languages, and history. Over the last 4 years, I created a nationwide task force to combat the crisis of missing and murdered Native Americans, especially women and children, which is a tremendous problem. You know, I signed into law something about 3 months ago, and a lot of it having to do in Arizona and New Mexico, different places in the country. But it's a serious problem. What happens with murder of women and children in Indian country is a terrible thing. So we're working on it very hard, and for the first time, we have it funded well funded, and we're looking for these monsters. We're looking for these monsters that do it, and we're looking for people that are missing. It's a tremendous problem. We provided nearly $450 million to support law enforcement and fight the opioid epidemic, and we've made really big progress. And to defeat the virus, we made the largest investment in Indian country in our history. So we're working very hard because the Indian country has been hit very hard by the China plague. That's where it comes from. They say, please don't mention China. I said, why? That's where it comes from. They call it Corona. It sounds like a beautiful seaside island in Italy. No, it's not Corona. It's called the China plague. To deliver jobs and opportunity, we created more than 360 opportunity zones in Native American communities. Is that tremendous? Tim Scott, Senator Tim Scott did that with me. I'm also supporting school choice for Native Americans and every parent all across the country. With us today are members of the incredible Lumbee tribe, congressmen that want to get this moving. They said, sir, you have to be here with the Lumbee tribe. I said, explain to me about the Lumbee tribe. And they did, but you have congressmen that are with you all the way. Republican, they happen to be Republican, but what can you do? Biden and Obama promised to end this injustice a long time ago and many times, and they broke their word every single time. Just all talk. I told it to them the other night. Joe, you've been here for 47 years. But more importantly, you were here for 3.5 years ago. Why didn't you do it? All this different stuff. We should have done this. We should have done that. We should have closed earlier. Of course, he has one little problem because 2.5 months later, he thought I shouldn't have closed, right? You know?
Right.
How about his line that we should have closed? I banned people from China, where it was heavily infected, from coming into our country. Biden was totally against that. He called me xenophobic. And now he goes out and says, we should have done it sooner. No, he didn't want to do it at all. And then 2.5 months later, he realized he was doing the same thing with crazy Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi, crazy, she's crazy. In between stints, without mask, at beauty parlors.
That's
How
right.
about that beauty parlor owner?
It
She
didn't
was a
help.
Trump fan.
It didn't help.
In San Francisco. She was a big Trump fan, and she didn't like what was happening. She didn't like seeing Nancy Pelosi raring at everybody for masks, and then she walks in, hey, give me a haircut, whatever the hell you do to my hair. Give me something. I want something as fast as you can do it. No, that wasn't good, Nancy. That wasn't good. But this turned out to be a Trump supporter. Can you believe it? That beauty parlor.
Good, good, good.
Like, I think I'm going to go there. Maybe have my hair touched up a little bit. She looks very talented. She's good. She looks good. When I'm reelected, I will proudly sign the Lumbee Recognition Act.
Ooh, yeah! He said it. He said it.
And the people of North Carolina want that. The people of North Carolina want that. All of your people are here, and it's great. It's a great thing. The people of North Carolina want to see that happen. Your congressman, but North Carolina wants to see it happen. Also with us today is Sonny Perdue, our great Secretary of Agriculture. Where's Sonny? Said, I don't recognize you with the big mask. Sonny, I'm very impressed. Look at that. Wow. You've come a long way, Sonny. And he's a great secretary. We've given away, let's see, given away $28 billion from China directly to our farmers and ranchers. Right?
All right.
I said, Sonny, let me ask you, he's great. Secretary of Agriculture. I said, Sonny, he knows more about farming. You know, I interviewed 9 people. They were all central casting. They had one problem. They knew nothing about agriculture. Yeah. One of them, I said, have you ever been to a farm? No, sir. I said, do you know why the horse is or a cow? Yes. Pictures, little pictures. But I said, you've never been. And this was, you know, standard. But they would have looked perfect. I mean, it would have been perfect. But they knew nothing. But I was all set to pick one of them because we're into the world of politics, right? And then Sonny comes in. I said, you know, I don't want to really see him. The guy is like, he's been governor of Georgia, very popular for 8 years. He was term limited, otherwise he'd still be there. Although Brian's doing a very good job, I have to say. Really good job, the current governor. But Sonny was a very popular politician in Georgia, would have been there as long as he wanted to be. The goods coming in. And we gave the farmers $12 billion and $16 billion, and the farmers love Trump. I mean, they love Trump. How am I doing in Iowa, by the way, Sonny? Am I doing okay? Can you imagine if I lost in Iowa or lost in Nebraska? But I don't think that happens. No, we did it. And we did the right thing. They were targeted. This is why no president's ever taken on China, because they play tough. They say, we will target your farmers. Well, you're a politician. You can't lose the entire Midwest. In this case, I won the entire Midwest. Remember when you first came over, you said, sir? And he shows me a map of the country. The entire middle of that map was red. Red meaning Republican, right? But this is why. So they say, well, we're going to target your farmers. So the politician, president, would say, well, don't do that. Let's delay action. So they continue to rip us off. I didn't say that. I charge them 25% tariffs. I charge them tariffs on dump steel. We took in much more than 28 billion. We took in 28 billion times, many times, okay? And the rest went to the U.S. Treasury, if that's okay. But we gave $28 billion to our great farmers. That's why our farmers are all good. And 2 weeks ago, China, you know, I signed a trade deal, but it's not the same. I used to, I thought it was so great. I signed a trade deal that was so good. It was so brilliant. It was this great deal. But I don't feel the same way. The ink was drying on the trade deal when we got hit by the plague. So it's different. Does that make sense? It's just different. I don't feel the same. But 2 weeks ago, Sonny, they ordered the largest order of corn in the history of our country, the largest order of soybeans in the history of our country, and the largest order of beef in the history of our country.
Okay.
You know why? Because they think I'm going to win, and they want to have me be happy. Because they're smart. Because they know the real numbers. You know, they're very smart. They know the real numbers.
They want to sell it back to us.
They want me to be happy. And I appreciate that order. But our farmers said something to me that I can't. We had them in 2 years ago, and they were getting hit hard by China and a lot of other factors. And I said, you know what I'll do? I'm going to give you a subsidy. They said, sir, first time that ever happened, we don't want a subsidy. We don't want a subsidy. We just want a level playing field. And they were upset by the word subsidy. Remember that, sir? Everyone else comes in, they don't care if you call it anything. We want money. We want money. Everybody, foreign nations, people, everybody. Except the farmers. The only time it happened, sir, we don't want a subsidy. All we want is a level playing field. And it's so unfair. Farming has been going down for 20 years. It's been like a slide down. And now we got it perfectly. We have the USMCA instead of that horrible NAFTA deal. That just, everyone said impossible. And plenty of other things. We won't go into it, but our farmers are treated well.
Yep.
But China gave 28 billion, with a big billion dollars that we divided among all of these great farmers. And we have a lot of happy people out there. And we're in that position where we made a great deal. But the bad part is what happened after the deal was made. We have some representatives here who have been incredible for Native Americans, for this particular area, by the way, for you more than anybody else, I have to say.
Who?
Congressman Dan Bishop, did you ever hear of him? Dan Bishop and Congressman Richard Hudson. These are two great congressmen. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Richard. And they did it. They were the ones that called. There wasn't anybody. It wasn't Nancy. Nancy was not in favor. There wasn't anybody else. It was these two guys more than anybody else. And some help from Carolina House, a great gentleman, Tim Moore, young Tim Moore we call him, right? Good job you doing. And a candidate for Superintendent, Catherine Truitt. Catherine, great. How we doing here, Catherine? Are we doing good? We're gonna win? We're gonna win North Carolina? We better win North Carolina. I've been back here so much, I might as well just call it my home state.
Hey!
Sleepy Joe doesn't make it too often. No way. He likes Delaware. You know, he never leaves out. Joe Biden will be speaking today. I said, watch, it's going to be Delaware. In Delaware. You know, it's 15 minutes from... Nah, you can't do that. You need energy. To be president, you need strength, you need energy. You need strength and energy. State GOP chair, somebody's done a phenomenal job. Of course, if we don't win the state, he'll be fired so fast. Yeah. Michael Watley. Michael. We're looking good, Michael, huh? And Chancellor Cummings of the UNC Pembroke, its chancellor, has done a fantastic job. Where's the chancellor? Where's the chancellor? Stand up, chancellor. Great job. UNC, that's great. Good area, Pembroke. Thanks also to Susan Tillis, wife of your great senator, who's making a very strong. He's moving along. He's moving along. He's going up like a rocket ship. We won't tell you the reason why. He should do it on his own merit. But Susan will take whatever it takes, right? Right? This other guy, he talked about honor. Honor, it's got to be honorable. Not one, but two. No good. No good. But Tom Tillis is a great guy, and he's really been, we've gotten to know each other really over the last year and a half more than anything else. And I got to tell you, he's great, and I think he's going to do terrifically. And I know he's out. I said, don't come here. We got you covered here. We got him covered, right? Yeah! Go out and campaign, but I appreciate you being here, seriously. Say hello to Tom. I think he's making it big. I think he's making it big. For years, Joe Biden fought to cut your Social Security and Medicare. You know that, right? He tries to deny it. A fact which Joe, in a debate with crazy Bernie Sanders, tried to get out of. So today I want to show you, I brought it along. You know, we're giving you an A version. This is an A version. We're giving you the big rally version as opposed to a little get together with Indian Nation. But we're giving you the big deal. So I want to show you Joe Biden on Social Security. You can't cut Social Security, right? If you're a politician. Watch this. The video, please.
Let me ask you a question, Joe.
Yeah.
You're right here with me.
Yeah.
Have you been on the floor of the Senate? You were in the Senate for a few years.
Yeah.
Time and time again, talking about the necessity, with pride, about cutting Social Security, cutting Medicare, cutting veterans programs.
No.
You never said that.
No. When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government. Look, here's the deal.
You're an honest guy. Why don't you just tell the truth here? We all make mistakes.
I am telling the truth. And I not only tried it once, I tried it twice, I tried it the third time, and I tried it the fourth time.
Joe, let me repeat it again. I want you
Doing good.
just be straight with the American people. I am saying that you have been on the floor of the Senate time and time again talking about the need to cut Social Security, Medicare, and veterans programs. Is that true or is that
No, it's not true.
That is not true?
That is not true.
I'm not veterans ban. I meant every single solitary thing
Oh my
in the government.
He's such a
Everything was
liar.
on the table. I did not support any of those cuts in Social Security or in veterans.
Whoa.
He just said it.
Everything was on the table. All right, you're right. You just said it. Including, in your judgment, cuts to Social Security and veterans.
In order to get the kinds of changes we need on other things related.
Joe,
But we did not cut it.
I know, because people like me helped stop that. All that I would say to the American people, go to YouTube. It's all over the place. Joe said it many, many times. I'm surprised, you can defend it or change your mind on it, but you can't deny the reality.
Yeah, buskin'.